Every 2 years, the Indiana General Assembly, as a part of the state budget, crafts the school's funding formula. The funding formula determines the monetary distribution to the state schools.
Public schools, of course, having spent almost my entire adult life as an educator, I think is our best investment. It's our investment in the future. It's our investment for jobs. It's our investment for a successful life for our children, and that's what we should be remembering when we're funding public education.
We are trying to use the funding formula and the stimulus money to try to help those schools that are most in need. I mean, if you talk to every school district in the state, they're going to tell you that money is a major problem, and it is a major problem for each of them. But how do you take the money and the stimulus money and apply that money to where it's needed the most and still be fair about it? That's the problem that we're going to have and always have had, I guess.
In 2009, the state will spend an average of $5,764 per student for state regular support. Schools also fund costs for expenses such as transportation and capital projects through local property tax collections. The number of children in poverty is a factor in the amount of money that each school receives.
There are several school districts within the state that had over 80 to 85% of their students on free or reduced lunch. Well, those schools are seeing declining enrollment, and we've got to understand as a legislature that those factors play into whether or not we need to fund those schools and how we fund those schools.
How do you take underprivileged kids and raise them to the standard and give them an equal opportunity that every other kid in the state of Indiana has? Well, we know that we can do that through education.
In 24% of Indiana's school corporations, more than 1 out of every 2 students receives free or reduced lunch. To qualify for free or reduced lunch, children must come from households living at 185% of the federal poverty level or below.
It's important to us as Senate Democrats to make sure that all Hoosier children get a quality education, not just those that can afford it, but those who can as well.
What the Senate Democrats want to create in the state of Indiana as it goes to education is a seamless effort from K through 16. We want to focus on early childhood education because we know, the research shows us, that is essential for students to be successful. And then if we put our dollars in K through 12 and we have excellent education program, then of course we're going to have many more students that graduate from high school and want to go on to further their education.
In 1999, the General Assembly created the Community College of Indiana. Senate Democrats continue to support this effort to create affordable education and aid in economic development.
The community college plays a very important part in the state of Indiana because it not only trains for these higher educations, but it also trains for trades that we need to build houses, and we need plumbers and electricians and all of that. So it's very important that we keep the Ivy Tech and the community college system going in Indiana. I have 2 in my Senate district at Madison and Sellersburg, and I have seen them grow over the years. The enrollment has increased greatly over that period of time, and we have been able to, in the General Assembly, fund enough money to add to those buildings and create a real nice campus on both of those.
A student who actually graduates from high school and goes out into society really has an unlimited potential. If they graduate, they know they can go on to college if they choose to do so. And every year, every step in the education process, you have the potential to earn more money. Whereas someone who does not graduate from high school really has some very strong limits on their potential.
Senate Democrats believe that with additional training, the Hoosier workforce will be more qualified, resulting in better business and quality of life for the people of Indiana.
That is an investment in our state to make our state successful and to be just a real asset for our nation.
To learn more about this and other issues, please visit senatedemocrats.in.gov.